Hello everybody, welcome back to Learning CAD, Unit 1, Part D. Today we're going to be talking about sketching. What is sketching? Well, sketching is simply making shapes in 2 dimensions in our CAD program. And why would we want to do this? Well, if you remember back a couple of videos ago when we were talking about CAD philosophy, we had 2 steps, and step 1 was drawing in 2D, and that's precisely what we're going to be learning how to do today with sketching. So with that, I'm going to flip over to my SolidWorks. I've opened up a new part. And I have made sure that in this little eye menu up here, I've hit the drop down and I have the top right one selected. And that just hides and shows the primary planes, which are these planes that get automatically loaded in whenever you start a new part. So now that we're there, we're going to make sure that up on this top toolbar, we're on the sketch menu. So see there's many menus. There's a features menu, sketch menu, so on. We're going to be on the sketch menu and we're going to click sketch. It's going to open up a little dialog box that says select a plane on which to create a sketch for the entity. So this is basically like, what 2-dimensional plane do you want to draw on? Right now we'll just pick an arbitrary one, the top, and it'll flip our view so that we are looking directly at the plane that we're sketching on now. So the way that we sketch is pretty simple. Up here in this box, we have a number of different tools that let us sketch, and I don't need to explain these all individually to you. You guys can I would encourage you to take maybe 10 minutes and just mess around with all the different options, all the little drop downs and stuff. But basically, you can make whatever shape your heart desires. So you can make lines, and you can make circles. And by the way, so see one little hint is that when I click a tool and then I want to click off of it, so say I make a circle and now I'm done making circles, I just hit escape on my keyboard. And it goes back to the normal pointer. You can do curvy lines, crazy curvy lines. Whoop. Escape. And a number of different, basically any shape that you can think of. I'm gonna get rid of these by just dragging a box around all of them and hitting the delete button. So let's actually make a shape that we can use more easily. Let's make a square or a rectangle. So one key thing about sketching here is that you're going to want to have only continuous shapes. And by that I mean you don't want to have something like this, where it's just 3 lines, because then we can't make a solid out of that. What we're looking for is a kind of 2D enclosed shape that we can then expand into a 3D solid object. So I'm going to use Control Z, which is a really helpful command when you're using CAD, Control Z, to just undo what I just did and replace that line. Now the one other thing I want to show you when we're talking about sketching here is the tool called the Smart Dimension tool. It's up here in the top left corner right next to the sketch drawing options. Smart Dimension pretty much does what it says. It lets you add dimensions to your drawings. So right here we have this rectangle, which right now has really no information about how big it is. But I can add a dimension. You click once on the line, and then you can click another time to just put the little number wherever you think it looks good. So right now it's 77 millimeters, and I can make it 80 millimeters, and see everything kind of changes a little bit. And I can also, let's do that again for, click Smart Dimension, actually, yep, okay, beautiful. And let's do the side now. And let's change this to a different number, so 35. And now the box gets smaller. So once again, you just click once on a line, and then you can click another time to just place the dimension down wherever you want to do. And you can also use this tool in a couple different ways. You could also do, for example, let's undo what we just did. You can also use this, rather than clicking this line, you can do the dimension from one line to another line. Right, so you could click on one line, click on another line, and then finally click where you want the dimension. It's basically the same thing in this case. But in some cases, there might not be a line between the 2 lines. So you might just want to be like, oh, I want this line 47.96 away from this other line. You can also do this with angles. Oops. We're just going to Control Z to get rid of that dimension. Oops. You can also do this with angles. So you can click on one and then the other and get a nice 90-degree angle here. It's giving me a little error because by making a rectangle, I kind of already told it that it automatically did the 90 degrees for me. So it's kind of confused if you try to do it again. But yeah. That's smart dimensioning, that's sketching. Definitely take some time to play around with it. There's lots of different options that you can use, and they almost all come in handy. And once you're done with your sketch, you can click Exit Sketch, and you'll be back in kind of the base menu, and we'll talk about what to do next in the next video. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one.